Hi, I'm Joan Graham, your guide to sharing the universe training videos produced by the Astronomical Society of the Pacific. Welcome to episode 3 in our series on growing your astronomy club, Cultivating Volunteers. In this episode, we share research on how to successfully recruit and train club members. The goal is to keep your club vibrant and healthy by encouraging member participation in running the club. So why is recruiting volunteers so difficult? And why do the club volunteers so often burn out and quit? Let's ask some club members about their experience volunteering.
Nobody asked me to volunteer. I thought they had everything covered.
I was happy to help out, but the same people filled the board and committee positions for years and years on end. They seemed to think they were the only ones who could do the job. The only time anybody new got in was when somebody moved away or died. When I took over as club treasurer, they just threw the checkbook at me and said, anyone can figure it out. Of course, I could figure it out. But going through the account ended up being way more work than they said it would be. I got no support, no training, just panicked calls late at night when the bills were due.
When I first joined the club, I volunteered for everything. Outreach volunteer, membership coordinator, vice president, observatory manager. If I didn't do it, no one else would. Finally, it all just became too much, and I stayed home.
I don't have a big ego, and I was happy to help out at a huge number of public events. I never felt appreciated for all my work. Nobody seemed to notice or say thank you.
Wow. We've learned that successful clubs overcome these issues and cultivate volunteer participation by using the following easy-to-use, effective strategies. Limiting how long a member serves in a particular position. Implementing effective recruiting strategies. Training and supporting volunteers. Giving volunteers public recognition for their service to the club. Let's look at each of these in detail. Strategy number 1. Limiting how long a member serves in each position. There are many benefits to limiting how long members serve. Term limits keep fresh ideas flowing into the club. Avoid burnout by giving assurance that volunteers are not going to be stuck in a job longer than the term. And term limits develop a club culture where members are expected to take a turn serving the club. Concerned that imposing term limits will leave you with a lot of vacant positions that are difficult to fill? Have no fear, amateur astronomers. Strategy number 2, effective recruiting. There are a number of proven techniques for recruiting volunteers. Which technique you use depends on what type of volunteers you need. Recruiting volunteers for public astronomy events requires a very different strategy than recruiting for positions on committees or the board. Let's look at recruiting for public outreach first. To recruit volunteers for public outreach, invite club members to attend your outreach events and ask them to simply observe the many different ways they might participate. That's right. Their job is to simply observe and learn, so they can make an informed decision about participating in a way that fits their interests and skills. Allow members to dip their toes in the pool of public outreach instead of tossing them in and hoping they can swim. For more tips on recruiting volunteers for public outreach, check our video, Getting Started with Outreach, which is also part of the Sharing the Universe series. Recruiting volunteers for positions on committees or on the board requires a different strategy. Don't make an announcement asking a group of members if anyone wants to fill important board or committee positions. Club members rarely respond to a general call to fill a position. A much better way to recruit a volunteer is to ask a specific person face-to-face. This assures that you get the right member for the job, and it gives you the opportunity to say why you think they're the right person for the job. Here's an example.
Hey, Sharky. You know Jerry, right? Our membership coordinator? Her term is up in about a month and we need to find a replacement. I told the board I'd talk to you about taking her place. I mean, there's no pressure, but we think you'd be perfect. You're great with people, and we've seen how good you are at explaining club benefits at public astronomy events, and we'd really appreciate your help.
What do I have to do?
This brings us to strategy number 3, training and support. A common reason that a prospective volunteer refuses a job offer is that they don't know what's involved and they have no idea how to get adequate training and support to do their job well. When you approach a prospective volunteer, you should be prepared with a job description written by the incumbent, who can readily specify both the tasks and the number of hours required to do the job. Give them assurance that the incumbent will be a coach and mentor for the first few months, and that if they're overwhelmed by their duties, they can ask the volunteer coordinator for help. Let's see how this works.
What do I have to do?
Well, it's a good question. Jerry said she'd be happy to meet with you, show you everything, show you what's involved. Here's a job description she's prepared. It'd take about 4 or 5 hours a month. What do you think?
Great. This is everything?
Here are 2 more ways clubs boost their success in recruiting volunteers. Implement a policy that a member who currently serves a board or committee position commits to finding and training their own replacement. Incumbents are often strongly motivated to recruit their own replacement and able to accurately answer questions about the position. Appoint a volunteer coordinator responsible for the volunteer recruitment process and do additional recruiting as needed. Strategy number 4, giving volunteers public recognition for their service to the club. Recognition makes the club aware of all the interrelated tasks that go on behind the scenes. It makes club members aware of the many positions that need volunteers. And recognition highlights how important each position is to the success of the club. Recognition does not involve expensive gifts or cash rewards. It's all about public acknowledgement. Here are some ways you can thank your volunteers. At the monthly meetings, the president can recognize a few individuals for their specific and interesting contributions. Publish a list of club positions and who holds them on your website. The volunteer coordinator can write a quarterly article for the newsletter, listing and thanking the volunteers. Create badges that the volunteers can wear. Print the title of each position on the badges. Hold an annual awards ceremony. And remember, you can use the Night Sky Network website to track volunteer hours so you know who to thank and for what. Let's recap the main points. Limit how long a member serves in a particular position. Implement an effective recruiting strategy. Train and support volunteers. Give volunteers public recognition. For more about recruiting and training volunteers, see the Sharing the Universe website at www.astrosociety.org/sharingtheuniverse. Feel free to send this video to all your friends and colleagues, and be sure to check out the full set of Sharing the Universe videos for more tips on successfully growing your club.